The United States has announced a pause on certain strikes targeting Iran, but the conflict continues, with no clear sign of de-escalation. In a major development, U.S. President Donald Trump has stated that the United States will pause attacks, specifically on Iran's energy infrastructure, for a period of around 10 days. The decision comes as diplomatic efforts continue, with officials indicating that talks are ongoing and progress is being explored. However, this pause does not apply to all military activity, as operations on other strategic targets are still continuing. At the same time, Iran has rejected a U.S.-backed ceasefire proposal, signaling that it is not ready to agree under current conditions. Iranian officials have stated that any agreement must be based on their own terms, and have expressed skepticism toward recent U.S. statements. Despite this rejection, communication channels are still active, and indirect discussions are believed to be continuing behind the scenes. On the ground, military activity remains intense across multiple fronts. Israel has continued to carry out airstrikes, targeting locations inside Iran, as well as positions linked to allied groups in neighboring regions. These strikes are reported to focus on military infrastructure, missile systems, and strategic. In response, Iran has continued launching missile and drone attacks, targeting Israeli territory and U.S. military positions in the region. Air defense systems have been activated in several areas, intercepting incoming threats, while emergency responses continue following reported impacts. The conflict is also expanding beyond the immediate areas of confrontation. In Lebanon, Israeli operations against Hezbollah are now described as being in full swing, with efforts focused on reducing the group's operational capabilities. This marks a significant widening of the conflict, as multiple regions become increasingly involved. Meanwhile, tensions remain high across the Gulf region, where countries are on alert due to potential spillover effects. Reports indicate that drone threats and security concerns have increased, prompting defensive measures in several areas. The situation is also having a direct impact on global energy markets. Oil prices have shown significant volatility, rising sharply amid fears of disruption, before stabilizing slightly following the announcement of the U.S. pause. Key routes, including the Strait of Hormuz, remain a major point of concern, as any disruption could affect global supply chains. Despite the ongoing military activity, diplomatic efforts are continuing in parallel. The United States has indicated that discussions are ongoing, while Iran maintains that no formal agreement has been reached. At this stage, both sides appear to be balancing military operations with cautious engagement in talks. Overall, the situation remains highly fluid, with both escalation and diplomacy unfolding at the same time. While the pause in certain strikes signals a potential opening for dialogue, continued attacks across the region highlight that the conflict is far from over. This is News Insights. Subscribe for the latest updates on global events.